Right, I feel as though I should start my introduction for our next speaker in a Jeremy Clarkson style by going, some say, his some say, which, and all of these are actually true, so it's not a case of hearsay. He was actually born while Damon Hill was winning the British Grand Prix. Go on, stamp of destiny. He was the youngest ever driver to qualify for the European Karting Championships. This one's brilliant, and I will explain later again if you want to ask why. He had a #1 hit with S Club 7. And something that I'm incredibly jealous of, because I've only ever been able to walk around the track when there was no cars there and work out where they screwed in all the corners and the red and white boards. But he's actually qualified in pole position in the Monaco Cup European Karting Championships. All I know is he's called Russ.
Before anybody else, when I did sing that song, I was 6. I was with a school. I can't remember the words, and I am tone deaf, so no, I can't repeat it. I'm sorry. Ready? Yeah. Yep. Well, for me, I'm going to talk about what Sheffield means to me. You know, what culture means to me. Now, when I thought about this, I didn't actually really, when I thought about it more, I didn't know what culture meant to me. So I looked up some definitions, and none of them are great. One even states that there is no definition of culture. So I thought, well, okay then, let's just look at what it means to me. So when I looked at things, I found that Sheffield is actually has the most people stay on from university after finishing their degree in the whole of the country. And it's got me thinking, what is so appealing about Sheffield? And then I said, well, what isn't so appealing? What don't we have to offer? Because we've got things from modern arts, which isn't sort of for me, to what isn't to sculptures, to an array of famous people, to landmarks, to heritage, to history, and to think about this is all made and come from Sheffield. This is all part of our history, and we should be proud of that. Now, what I've sort of grown up with is museums. I love engineering side of things. When you think of Sheffield, you think of steel. Now, unfortunately, that's sort of slipping away from Sheffield, but we still do have it in places like Forge Masters. But for the places that we've lost, we've got places like Magna and, of course, Kelham Island. Now, also, steel is still alive in Sheffield. We've got the Cutler's Hall. Now, this isn't just for steel. You've also got some great minds come together on the engineering side. And really just think about how to improve Sheffield, what's coming out of Sheffield. Now, I always used to go to Kelham Island as a kid. In fact, I think I had a couple of birthday parties as well there. And I think it's great because it infuses old engineering side of things with new things. I went there as a kid, we used to build things there, they used to throw classes, and that really sparked my love of engineering and sort of the culture that I'm in now. Now, another place is the Sheffield Museum. Now, if anybody's been here, it's fantastic. It shows our heritage in a way, and not just our culture, but other people's culture from past years. And I think that's important. We need to see where we're going, but we also need to see where we've come from. Now, I didn't really much care about when we lost the Cooling Towers, and for my dad, Meadowhall is Meadow Hell. But then again, they are still part of Sheffield. They are our culture. Meadowhall is a place to go, shop, meet people, have something to eat. It's an array of things, and it's something that we should be proud of. Now, everywhere you look as well, our city is being revitalised. Such as Victoria Quays. It's old. It's been revitalised, and now it's there, ready for other people to enjoy in the future. For us to pass it down along the line. This next picture will show. We have also had new ideas. Now, as you can see from the picture on the left, who would be upset if you went to work and at the end of the day you could slide down that? How good would that be? Now, the university are also thinking about a new building. Now, this for me just shows what Sheffield is about. Coming up with new ideas, being bold in a way. Now, going back to the Cutler's Hall, this fantastic place that I was you know, I was honoured enough to go and present here. And really, for me, it is a key part of Sheffield. It is the foundation, sort of which Sheffield has been on for the steel. And we go to the modernity of the Peace Gardens and the Winter Gardens. Now, I was lucky enough to go down my school and be in the opening ceremony of the Winter Gardens, and for me that was brilliant. You know, all the lights. It was at night time. You know, there were all the lights going on, and it just again, you know, I was young then, but it's also for young people now to go and enjoy. You know, for people to go with their families, and I guarantee on any hot day in summer you will see kids running around playing in the fountains and things. You know, it's going to happen. Now, it's also a place to make commitments. So I'll show you in a minute. Now, now for me, isn't that fantastic? You know, you've got a bride to be, or maybe just been, sitting outside, having a coffee and a fag. And there is a non-smoking zone for anybody that can see in the background. There you go. And again, you know, it's also for the older generation. Now, for me, this sort of shows what I'm trying to say here. They're almost walking past, almost look as though they're oblivious to the culture around them. And this is one of the things that I'm trying to get across is, you know, the culture is all around us, and in our everyday lives we generally don't take notice of it, which, you know, we should do more. But now, we don't just share our culture with ourselves, you know, we share it with other countries around us. And when people first step off the train, this is what they're greeted by. Now, as just being told, you know, it's not the easiest thing to determine where you are, but it still looks nice, doesn't it? Now, some people say it's grim up north. Oh, my picture's just gone. But are we actually in the north? I'd say we're sort of Midlands. Anyway, but it's not as bad as north. But you know, we have got the Lyceum, we've got the Crucible. You know, the Crucible especially is an innovative place to be, and I think that we should grin up north. You know, if we can say we're up north. Now, we've walked through the modernity and, you know, the old and classical. Now, these are two parts of the university, and, you know, if I didn't know that they were the university, you know, I'd say that they're completely different things. You know, they're nothing to do with each other, but in fact they are. You know, now true culture is a style that can't be branded; it just is. So going back to what I said about, you know, that there is no definition of culture. This is arty. I'd call it a mob. But my sister would call it her work and the Lord Mayor's Parade. So there you go. There's a bit of a difference there. But you know, just to finish off, really, I'd like to say that Sheffield is my city. You know, I find my culture in Sheffield. It's your city as well. There's culture for everyone to enjoy. So just enjoy it.